Hi, my name is Katrina, and today I'm going to take you through a full body strength routine. So for this, I'm going to be using hand weights. If you have hand weights, great, you can use those. If you don't, you can use bottles of water, you can use cans, whatever works for you. If you just want to go through the movements without using weights, that is okay as well. So we're going to start off with a squat. So squat, you're going to bring your feet just a little bit wider than your hips. Little tiny bend in the knees, and with all of our workouts today, I would recommend that you have tennis shoes on so your feet are supported. Anything that we do, please make sure that you listen to your body. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it. Take a break and jump in on the next exercise. So as we start, you're going to go ahead and sink your hips back just like you're going into a chair, and then press back up. Sinking down, pressing back up. Now as I'm doing this, if I look down, I can see my toes the whole time. If those toes start to disappear, that's the sign that you've gone a little bit too far, or maybe you need to sink back more. So with the weights, you can either keep them at your side if you have them, put them on your shoulders. It's really just a personal preference of what feels good for you and your body. As you are lifting, thinking about your breathing, inhales you come down, exhales you come up. And if that confuses you, just breathe, but that's the technical breathing when you're lifting. Whenever you're doing the hardest part of the exercise, or what you consider is the hardest, is when you want to be exhaling to give you that little bit of energy. 2 more. And 1. We're going to hold here, turn those palms out to me for a bicep curl. So we're curling up, keeping a little bit of an angle at the top, and then down at the bottom, same thing, little angle. So going through that range of motion. The reason you want to keep that little angle at the top and the bottom is so that you don't rest. It feels really good once you bring those weights up and you kind of pause at the top. It's because the muscle is getting a little break. Now if it feels like it's too much to do both arms together, remember you can alternate at any time. Depending on the weights you have, that might happen sooner than later, but I'll show it both for this one. Good thing is your grip. Trying to keep those fingers nice and loose. Obviously if you have cans or a water bottle, that might be a little bit harder, but just think about not over gripping if you have one of those. Checking those shoulders are down and back, keeping that neck nice and long. Let's go ahead and do 2 more just like that. And release. So now on the next one, we're going to combine those two, the squat and the bicep curl. So as you sink into your squat, you're going to curl up with those weights and then press up through those heels. Curl, push up. Then you want to watch for, especially on that squat, as you keep that chest nice and open. So as you come down, your chest doesn't sink with you. You can always see out in front. Same options on those bicep curls. You can alternate arms at any time. And if we're doing a combination like this where there's 2 things going on, if it feels like it's too much to do both of them, pick one. You don't always have to do 2 together if it's not working for your body. Couple more here. And release. Big shoulder shrug up. So we're going to do several combinations today. Not everything's going to be a combination, but a few of them will. So just remember that. You can always pick one. From here, deadlift. So little bit of movement through my knees, hinging for those weights are sliding right along my legs, stopping maybe a little bit of the knee at the most, just below, and then back up. So the reason we're not going lower is because we're not stretching here. We're trying to keep those muscles engaged. Hinge movements from the hips, but the knees have a little tiny bend on them as you come down. So sliding down, back up. Now if you find that when you slide down you don't get that far, that's okay. You listen to your body. Maybe it's just the middle of your thighs. And back up. Let's go for a couple more just like that. You should feel those hamstrings starting to engage. And then hold. From here we're going to turn into a row. So hinging forward again. I'm going to bring my palms so they're facing one another. This is a narrow row. Squeezing back. You see those elbows, almost imagine they're going to touch one another, and then coming back forward. So squeeze and then coming back down. Squeeze, coming back down. So keeping that little bend. Now if in this position it feels uncomfortable for you at any time on your back, go ahead and try to place one leg behind you. That's going to distribute the weight just a little bit more. The other thing you can remember is any of those weights, just like with the bicep curl, you can always alternate those weights at any time. Let's do just one more like that. And then back up. Big shoulder shrug, release. So combination, we're combining those 2. We slide down, squeeze, down, and back up. Down, squeeze, release, and back nice and tall. So the one thing I didn't mention on that deadlift is as you come back up to the top, a lot of times people like to really shove their hips forward. You're gonna stop when those hips are right underneath your shoulders. That protects your lower back as well as those hips. Squeeze, and you're gonna work the muscle just the same. Let's go ahead and do 2 more, just like that. Squeeze, and back up again. And nice job, big shoulder shrug up. From here, we're gonna go into lunge. And with this, I have a chair here, so you can also use a wall. Anytime we're doing things that require a little bit more balance, don't be afraid to grab onto those chairs or the wall to feel more stable. Weights, again, can always go away at any time, so I'll hold on to mine, but you can get rid of yours if you'd like. Go and take that right leg back so you're in a lunge position. A little bit of space in between your feet. So when you come down, you can see that back foot as well. We're not into a little balance beam position here. From the side, my knee goes right over my ankle. So I'll show you from that side view. We're going to start up at the top and lower down, push up through that front heel. Lower down, push up through that front heel. So nice and tall. Also notice that the top of my head goes straight up towards the ceiling through this whole movement. So we're not hinging forward, keeping that chest open so you have good alignment on your body. Nice form. We're going to go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and switch off again, holding on if you need to. Second leg nice and tall, lowering down, pushing away. Lowering down, pushing away. Pressing through that heel. Quick check, can you see those front toes? If you can't, go ahead and make sure you stop before they disappear, or you might need to scoot that front foot a little bit further out. Of course, that depends on your comfort level and where your balance is. You got 4 more here. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and slide that back foot in. Big shoulder shrug up. Next muscle we're going to work, so we've worked our legs a couple times, we've worked our biceps, we've worked our back, is we're going to work our triceps. I'm putting it in the wrong spot. Triceps, that back part of your arm. So we're hinging forward again, just like we did with the row. So a little bend to your option to stagger. I'm going to bring my elbows up, hands go right into your pockets, and then you push back and into those side pockets, back and in. So you're stopping before you get to that place where you feel the muscle relax. Remember that option? Alternating arms at any time if that feels better for you. Pushing back, sliding in. Excellent. You should be able to feel this by now. Got 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and come back up, release those shoulders. So this next one, we're going to be doing a little bit of balance here. So if you find, again, balance is maybe not your best friend right now, hold on to a chair, hold on to a wall. Starting with just that right leg, we're going to lift out to the side, tap back down. Out to the side, tap back down. Now if you find that bringing that leg out to the side is a little bit uncomfortable for you, you can tap here. If you feel really comfortable with your balance, so you want to challenge it some more, maybe that foot doesn't tap down at all. Recheck that posture, you're standing up nice and tall, out and in. Little tiny bend on the standing leg. We're going to go for 4 more here. 2, and 1. Reshift, weight goes into that right leg now, finding that balance again, out and in. Again, picking your options. Are you tapping one time, maybe both times? Maybe you're floating that foot. Again, recheck. Standing up as tall as you can. Sometimes that gets hard when we're focusing on our balance. We start to let other things go. You got 2 more. And 1. From here, we're only going to do a few of these because we're going to combine it with that balance on our leg. Arms out and then back in. So working our shoulders now. Bend through the elbows, lifting those arms out to the side. So just doing a few, seeing what that looks like. Remember, any shoulder issues, you can go without the weights. You can make that movement a little bit smaller. Okay, so from here, we're gonna go back to that right leg, but with the left arm. So maybe it's that tap out and in, maybe it's the float, tap in, maybe you float the whole time. Keeping that chest open, out and back in. How about 4 more here? 3, 2, and 1. Second side, rebalancing, and we're going out and in. Keep that chest open. Good job. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. You guys are done with me for today. Thank you very much.